There's a steadiness to this week, not stillness, but a kind of anchoring. A grounding breath after the emotional depth and identity awakenings of recent weeks. We've been through the fire and the fog, merging dream with truth, courage with reflection. Now, the universe calls us to build something lasting with what we've uncovered. This is not a week for chaos. It's a week for clarity through structure. A week where most profound transformation happens, not in the extremes, but in the slow, intentional movements we make toward what matters most. As Venus retrogrades back into Pisces on March the 27th, the energy softens, but doesn't retreat. Instead, it deepens. Pisces isn't here to make things make sense. It's here to bring feelings into focus. Venus in Pisces retrograde offers a space to revisit your relationships, not just with others, but within your own tenderness, your creativity, your spiritual essence. It's a return to the places you've avoided emotionally, a chance to see your past not as weight, but as a mirror, reflecting what longs to be felt, forgiven, or freed. So reflect within. Where have I romanticized in love in order to avoid deeper truths? Am I chasing connection or avoiding solitude? What does true devotion to myself, my art, to my values really look like? Let yourself feel what arises without needing to label or fix it. This is an ideal time for quiet creativity, or simply sitting with yourself in the space between answers. There's beauty in surrender and power in grace. The solar eclipse in Aries is no small moment. It's a portal, a clean slate, an invitation to become someone truer, bolder, more aligned than you've ever allowed yourself to be. But eclipses don't always begin something new. Sometimes they clear what's been standing in the way. And in Aries, that clearing often feels like a confrontation with your own fear, your own anger, your own hesitation to fully embody who you are. This is an opportunity to let the old self burn, to shed the outdated armor, and to make a new agreement with life. One where you lead, not from ego, but from essence. Take time to reflect this week. Where am I asking for permission to be fully myself? What have I avoided claiming out of fear of judgment, failure, or rejection? What does leadership look like when I lead from soul? This is a powerful time to set intentions, but let them come from the body, not the mind. Notice what your energy rises for. Let your desires be sacred, and let your actions be clean, deliberate, and brave. And then, once in a lifetime shift, Neptune enters Aries for the first time in over 160 years. This marks the beginning of a new collective era. Neptune governs spirituality, imagination, and the unseen realms. Aries initiates, ignites, demands action. Together, they birth a new paradigm, spiritual embodiment. The mystic becomes the activist. The seeker becomes the leader. The long-range transit, lasting until 2039, asks, what does it look like to live your vision? To act on your intuition, to turn your compassion into courage. Take time to reflect during this transition. Where have I been dreaming without doing? What truth is asked to be embodied in how I live, love, and lead? How do I turn inspiration into motion without compromising its soul? This shift won't happen all at once, but it begins here. Listen to the whisper of a new call rising in you. It may not make sense yet, but you'll know it by the way it stirs something ancient and electric in your spirit. This week is a number 4 in numerology. The number 4 brings a much-needed counterbalance to all this cosmic fire and water. It offers ground beneath your feet. It is the week to organize your world around what truly matters, to stop chasing and start building. 4 is all about boundaries, discipline, systems, but not to restrict you, rather to give your life the container it needs to expand sustainably. Under the number 4, reflect what foundations in my life feel shaky and why. Where am I resisting structure? Out of fear, it will confine me. What rituals or practices help me feel clear, focused, and supported? Use this energy to get practical. Clean your space, clarify your priorities, revisit your calendar, your commitments, your money. This isn't about perfection, it's about alignment through action. And it's in these grounded acts that real freedom begins to take shape. This week is sacred, not because of how much you accomplish, but because of how you show up for what's real. You are not being asked to do it all. You are being asked to choose what stays, what leaves, and what you're finally ready to build from the deepest, clearest part of yourself. Let this be the week where you stop spinning your wheels and start shaping your life thoughtfully, honestly, and fully. You've done the dreaming, you've done the clearing. Now comes the becoming. Let it be grounded, let it be intentional, and let it be true.